sales cool again. Joining us this morning is a woman that both Shannon and I follow. It is Courtney Oldenburg with Monkey Manor. Thanks for being here on the Post.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Well, and I feel like not only have you made shopping estate sales cool again, you've kind of taught people how to shop at estate sales and help them find items, because you source a lot of items for people on your Instagram page.
Yes.
How does that work? Tell us how you kind of do that.
So a big part of what I try and do is educate people as well, because a lot of people don't know about vintage and antiques. So what I do is go to a lot of estate sales, and I find items that I resell. A lot of them are old pieces of furniture that I'll have recovered, and they're brand new, higher quality than what you find in big box stores today.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to really educate people on the value of vintage. And
because you could go in an estate sale and just be overwhelmed and not know what to look for. And that's how I feel going in.
And I also feel like that's my grandma's stuff. I don't really want grandma's stuff in my house.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh, well, here's how you can make it cool, make it trendy, right?
Yes.
And that really seems to be the trend right now. It seems like a lot of people who are young homeowners, they don't want to just walk into a store and buy that stuff. They want their house, their place to feel homey and have a story, a history.
Yes, and different items than what you're going to see in everyone else's home. So, yeah.
So we all go to Crate and Barrel and get the same thing, you know? Yeah.
So what are the things that you look for? Because I find it interesting. First of all, needlepoint is big. It is making a comeback.
It is.
I noticed.
But not just to collect it. People are starting to make it. You know how pickleball is cool,
right?
Is cool. Needlepoint is the next thing.
Well, you will go into, I watch you, because so on Fridays, she goes in and you can like follow along as she goes to all the different estate sales. And as soon as you see needlepoint, like, oh, needlepoint, okay. And you grab that.
Stocking right there too.
Yeah, and one of the other things is the crystal too.
Yes.
Like any kind of crystal. Is it have to be a certain kind of crystal? Like I don't even know what I'm looking for.
Not necessarily. So crystal, I mean, I always say this is timeless. This is classic. You can never go wrong with crystal, whether you're using it as hosting for people or you're giving it as a hostess gift. They make great gifts. Do you know how to tell the difference between crystal and glass?
No.
Oh, let me show you.
Please tell us.
So crystal will, when you flick it, it rings.
Ding.
Yes, and glass just kind of thuds. And the reason for that is because crystal has at least 24% is lead oxide, which sounds bad. Lead always sounds bad. It's not. It's perfectly safe.
Right. Yeah.
But that is what gives it the high refractive index. So that's why it glows a little bit better. It kind of shines like a diamond.
Those are beautiful. You find a lot of Waterford crystal, I always see on your page.
So that's a trick for tomorrow Thanksgiving. Just pick up your glass and see.
And dig it.
Is it crystal or glass?
Now, I always think it's interesting because you will find these houses, and a lot of times, I mean, sometimes they'll let you know ahead of time. You're probably like on some, I don't know, some list or something, and they'll kind of tell you what's in those houses. But sometimes you'll go into a house and you have no idea what you're about to go into.
Correct.
And I think like an estate sale, a lot of times someone has passed away and now the family is trying to get rid of their belongings. I reached out to you because you went into this one house not too long ago in Lake Highlands, and it was a woman named Carol's house. And is this from Carol's house?
Of course, I had to bring something from
Carol's. Oh my goodness. So this is from Carol's house. Now let me tell you about this. So you walk into this house.
And we're seeing some of we were just seeing some of the pictures and some of the items.
Some of the pictures. Yeah. And this woman lived to be 99 years old. And there is to give everybody who walks in, there was a pamphlet, like a little story. And Carol had basically handwritten tags on every single thing in her, basically everything in her house. And it said, her home is a testament not only to elegance and taste, but also to a collector's devotion to history, memory, and the joy of discovery. Now, you shared some of this on your story. It was down to, this is the date she bought it. This is the date that maybe she had it cleaned. This is the date that maybe she dusted it a little, but not fully cleaned it. Like she wrote down everything. There was a story with, this is her here.
Oh, there she is.
And then I think we show right there is her 99th birthday. But that house, I feel like, hit you differently.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, I've been to thousands of estate sales. Big, huge, luxurious mansions, and this was just a very modest home. But because you could get such a feeling for who this woman was, I mean, all these handmade stockings, she painted all of the art in her house. her china cabinet had a note on it that said when everything was last dusted, and then when everything had a last good dusting. And she had, it was a 6-inch binder of every single piece of furniture,
In her
decor
house.
piece that she had documented, when she got it, where she got it, who it was from, what she paid.
If it had been refurbished,
And
like
which
it-
she did. She did all of the woodwork for it. She did all the needlepoint pillows for it, the seats. I mean, it was incredible.
And people were just jumping at the chance to purchase some of those items from you. And I know you
Yes.
kept a lot of it
Yes,
yourself,
I had.
too.
She handmade all of these ornaments, felt ornaments that took so much time and detail. And I think I purchased over 200 of them. She had hundreds and hundreds. I purchased over 200 of them, and I helped spread those all across the country. So
Which
everyone has
isn't-
a little.
a little
bit of
carol.
carol,
yeah.
But isn't that awesome? You kept something that could have been maybe put in a landfill, maybe somebody could have just tossed
A
out.
storage bin
But
somewhere,
you put it out there for people to then carry that story on. And I
Yes.
just thought that was so special, so neat. You
Probably
will
what she
even,
would have wanted.
Yeah.
You're also not opposed to finding something on the side of the road. Let's show this other video we have where you send your husband over to a neighbor's house and you're like, well, that looks like it could be. And I'm watching this and I'm going,
Yep.
what are you going to do with that? Courtney,
Uh-huh.
what are you going to do with this? And sure enough, you turned it into a gorgeous chair that could go in someone's nursery.
Yep, look at
You
that.
look at that.
Brand
I mean,
new.
hello.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse being able to spot a quality piece of furniture from a mile away, because I didn't even get close to it, and I was like, I know what that is. I know that's a good quality chair.
Yeah.
So I sent my husband over, and sure enough, it was a great chair. And it didn't even make it out of the upholsterer's workroom. He bought it from me for his nursery.
He bought it.
He did. He fell in love with
Really?
it.
That's
Oh my
awesome.
goodness.
Okay,
Yeah.
you brought some ornaments too. Tell us about these ornaments.
Oh
that
my
you have.
gosh.
I feel like are these of course vintage
They are
ornaments, which are
vintage.
very on trend right now too. I feel like people want this kind of stuff.
Yes.
now. Yeah.
So the ornament craze really started in the early 1900s. Woolworths, which was before my time, but they started importing a lot of German ornaments. And then in the 30s, with the war, it became difficult to import those. So it was a German immigrant who started the company Shiny Bright, which you're probably familiar with. And so by the 30s or the 40s and 50s, Shiny Brights were, I think they accounted for almost 75% of the ornament sales worldwide.
Wow.
And they were all marketed, they're made in America and marketed that way very specifically. So those are huge, huge collectibles.
And you're finding these in people's homes right now? Like in
Uh-huh.
these you do
And some of
consignment
them-
sales as well.
Yeah, and
but
some of them are like in the ornament, the
box.
original
because
boxes.
that's how grandmothers did it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, so Shiny Bright closed in the 70s, and a man called Christopher Radko, who you may have heard
Yes.
of
Oh yeah. I
also.
have a ton of Radcos.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he continued to manufacture Shiny Brights under their name, and then also started his own line in Poland. So these are hand-blown, hand-decorated in Poland, and they are truly works of art. I mean,
Yeah.
these take hours and hours, and the artists, all of these skills are passed down from generations. So you can't just apply for a job at the Radko factory and
Right.
get it. I mean,
Oh.
these are really
you-
works of art.
Do you feel like a treasure hunter?
Yes. Yes.
Do you get a high, I don't want to say
Yes.
high off that, but I mean, like when I'm like in a store and I'm looking for a good sale, I'm like, ooh, but like, do you, I mean, because do you feel that way? Is
Yeah.
that why you do this? Or how'd you get into this?
That's a good question. I was interior designer, and when COVID happened and the world shut down, lead times for furniture and countertops, cabinets, everything
Nuts.
was well over a year,
Yeah.
if there was even a ship date. And so I had about 12 projects going at a time. And my clients were okay. They understood, it'll take time. But I was like, no, I need to find a way to finish these projects. I'm going to figure this out. So I realized the only way to do that was to find items locally. And so prior to 2020, I had never been to an estate sale, which shocks a lot of people.
Wow, yeah,
because
that is
I've been to
shocking.
thousands in the last few years. So I started finding vintage furniture pieces that literally were slated for the trash. I mean, they were going to the dumpster, and I would intercept them. And I'm like, I know, that's a good frame. We can make that brand new. Having case goods, so like nightstands, dressers, wood pieces, refinished for clients. And I was able to kind of circumvent that issue and finish a lot of clients that way. But at the same time, I was finding so much more than I could sell to just my 12 clients at the time. So I thought, you know what? I need a different avenue, and I'll just try an Instagram page. There were a few sellers back then, not as big as it was now. So I started an Instagram page and never started another design project. And 5 years later, here we are.
Instagram has taken
Here we
off.
are.
You have a massive
Yeah.
following now, and I mean, so many people just in your DMs asking
Yeah.
questions and wanting to purchase things. And so
Shannon has bought a
congratulations.
rug from her.
I
just
bought a
want you
rug,
to know.
yes, I
was
love my
talking
rug.
about different people we'd like to have on the post, and I mentioned Monkey Manor, and she was like, it has to be a day when I am on the post because I want to meet her.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, what do you tell people who like don't know anything about trying to find this kind of stuff? Where do you start? How does someone start if I want to find a good piece of furniture or something?
So to start, you just got to go out there and you've got to look at things, because from touching and feeling so many things, you can tell the quality. And it's just familiarizing yourself with certain brands. So a lot of the vintage brands, Bernhardt, Baker, Henredon, Heckman.
So the name brands.
Cheryl.
I need to know the name brands.
Yes, and a lot of times you can find those on, like, there'll be tags on the chairs, but a lot of times they'll be reupholstered and those don't exist. So then you have to start looking at the actual frame and the structure of it. Is this solid? How much does it weigh? Is it wobbly? And you can tell then if it's a quality piece, because we don't reupholster anything that isn't quality. If the frame isn't going to make it,
because
Right,
upholstery is expensive.
upholstery is expensive,
Right.
and there's no point if it's a frame that's going to fall apart in 2 years. We
Right.
really stick to the pieces that are going to be generational furniture pieces that can be passed down, because that's, in the Victorian times, that's what they did. You bought one dining table, you bought one living set, and that was passed down to generation and generation, and they paid a lot for it. It was a big investment, but they were quality pieces. And I feel like we've lost a lot
We've
of that
totally
today.
lost that.
And we need
Yeah.
to get back to that, because
Do you feel like you have a little bit of an old soul?
yes.
Like that you see that and
Even more so now.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of us are like new. We want it to be new. We want it to
Yeah.
have the
Yeah,
tag still
yeah.
on
New
it.
comes
but no.
faster, new is easier, but it's also sometimes
always.
it's much more affordable if you buy vintage. And even with reupholstering it, that can still be way cheaper than buying
Especially
a
if
chair.
you find it on the side of the road.
Exactly, it's free.
Free from that
And have a
standpoint.
husband that will go pick it up. And,
Exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the
So-
trend now too. People are looking for these kinds of unique vintage items. I feel like the kind of clutter is in style right now. People
It
want
is.
more. Like more is more.
We call it maximalist.
yes, maximalist.
That sure is a much nicer,
Maximalist
nicer
style.
word. I
Yes.
like that.
Yep. There you
I like
go.
that.
And so people can learn by going to estate sales, or they can follow you, and
Yeah,
you'll
and
teach
there's
them,
I
so.
put a lot of lists out there that give you all of the top manufacturers to look for when you're looking for furniture, so you know. And you can tell, like, especially with case goods, if it's heavy, if it's solid wood, like, you want solid wood. You don't want particle board. You don't want, anything coming from IKEA
Yeah.
that's not going to
Well,
last.
don't come to my house. No, I'm just kidding. I do a mix. I feel like
There's
the
a-
mix is okay
Yes.
sometimes, right? Yeah.
Yes, there's
Yeah.
a time and place for everything, and
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
I know
of
we
course.
both enjoyed this and looking forward to
course.
talking to you. So it's Monkey Manor. You go on there on Fridays is usually when you do your big,
Yes.
where you get to go through the estates, and you'll just follow along in the stories and just click along and go with
So if
you.
you know nothing
Yep.
about it, you can learn.
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, yes. Instagram, Monkey Manor, and then you have a warehouse too, right? Now, is that something people can go to, or it's just okay?
Yes, it's at Flex Etc. in Plano, so it's a huge warehouse that has 70 different warehouses in it. So I have a 1,500 square foot space there. We post our open hours on Instagram every week. It's about 3 or 4 days a week where we're open to come and shop. And
There
yeah.
you go. We'll
Yeah.
put a link on our website, fox4news.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice to be
Now
here.
I want to go shopping.
I
Right?
know.
You wanna hit the estate sales
I know. I'm
right?
like, are you selling these items right here? Because I will purchase.
I will
yes.
purchase this from Carol.
Yes.
Thank you so much. All right.